Hello and welcome to what I learned this semester in Mexican American Fine Arts. When people normally think of fine arts, especially here in America, people know the names Marc Chagall, Salvatore Dali, Francisco Clementine, Renoir, and the very famous Vincent van Gogh. Now, I have had these in my library for years in my little bookshelf that I have in my room. But this semester, I learned new pieces of art and new artists that have changed my life forever, that are a piece of me because I am also part Mexican. And I'm very happy to share that these 3 books, which I started off renting but eventually purchased, I'm extremely happy to say what I've learned. That didn't make it. These 3 books have shed a lot of light in my life in a very positive way, teaching me what it is to be Mexican. So today I'm going to be speaking of 5 different things, and that's going to be paintings and drama and tradition and music and dance. When it comes to paintings, Frida Kahlo is one of the most known Mexican painters that there is worldwide, and there's so much respect to her name, and people will pay literally in the millions for a tiny little painting of hers. However, that was not always the case. She struggled a lot, and when coming up, she was in an abusive relationship and she went through a lot. She would paint what she was feeling, and that made her more of a strong woman. And I think learning that even in this class, even flipping through some of the pages to read extra, was one of the most astonishing things. I even took the initiative to go and look up her whole entire documentary. I sometimes can't say that word, but what I found out was amazing, and she should be celebrated. And if I could personally afford to buy $1 million painting, I would definitely buy a Frida Kahlo over anybody else's. To my surprise, this semester, I learned that Mexican Americans have so many traditions and celebrations. For example, Cesar Chavez Day was one of the most amazing things I found. I honestly didn't even know it existed. I thought that there's no way that someone so powerful and amazing can go without even having a celebration. And for so many years, I thought he didn't. But to my surprise, he did. I've always known that he was a very, very influential person when it came to the rights of Mexican Americans. He was basically like the Mexican Martin Luther King. In other celebrations, things as equestrian, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but something as sophisticated as horse riding and the nurturing of horses is also celebrated by Mexican Americans, which not a lot of people would think that we celebrate such things, because normally people just think, oh, Cinco de Mayo, oh, tacos and drinking. And that's not all what we have to offer. We have so much more to offer. Like the fact that we incorporate family into everything, in every tradition, in music, in dances. Everybody comes together at the end of the day and really, really celebrates one another. And that is one of the most beautiful traditions that I have seen, especially when it comes to El Día de los Muertos. That, I love that one. Just thinking about my grandma that has passed away, I can see why people would love to celebrate their past loved ones. And I think it's amazing that people take the time to do that. When speaking of music and dance, the first person that comes into my head is Selena Quintanilla. Born and raised in Texas, she made a breakthrough through Tejano music here in Texas, and eventually went worldwide. Through the support of her family and everything, she managed to go global. People in Germany were literally worshiping her. People at the malls would stop and listen to her music and dance. Everyone loved Tejano music, even people that didn't understand it, just because of Selena. People even today are inspired by her outfits, her music, her dance move, her hair, her makeup, and everything. Well-known people such as Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian, Becky G, Karol G, and many others still say that they're inspired by the wonderful artist who has sadly passed. To wrap things up, I learned a lot this semester. and I hope to learn more about my culture. I love the fact that we have music and tradition and dances, and not everything is just black and white as it seems. There's things that are so colorful and beautiful and